Well, we know what it's been like. It's that time of the month when you're on the World Snooker website, you're smashing refresh on the homepage, and you're just wondering, when is episode 3 of BAIZE Watch going to drop? Well, great news, snooker fans, we're back.
And this time, we're building up to the big one, the Betfred World Snooker Championship. Roll the titles. As always, it's been a busy month on the World Snooker Tour, but amidst all of the action, here's what we've been up to for BAIZE Watch Episode 3.
First up, we visit some of China's brightest young talent at their base in Sheffield, getting an exclusive insight into their life living and competing in the UK.
Some of the tour's biggest names reflect on some of their greatest moments from the Crucible.
Another contender takes on our rock-solid Blue Ball Challenge.
And John Higgins completely loses his mind.
I don't want you to go a metal ball.
Before we get stuck in, let's get you up to speed on all the action that's been going on this month. The beautiful town of Llandudno in North Wales is the setting for the Ladbrokes Players' Championship. Ronnie O'Sullivan thrashed Shaw Murphy 10-4 in the final to equal the record of 5 ranking titles in a single season. Then we flew east to Beijing for the Fuhua Group China Open, another flagship event in Asia with a record total prize money of £1 million. Mark Selby lifted the trophy for a third time since 2015 after beating Barry Hawkins 11-3 in the final. Perfect preparation for Selby's upcoming world title defence.
Well, the Betfred World Championship gets underway this week with the qualifiers, and we met up with 3 of the players who will be in action. All 3 are from here in China, but have made Sheffield their adopted home city. But just how well have they adapted to life living in the UK and playing on the Pro Tour?
我来了3年了吧，其实还是很习惯这里的生活，比较安静，比较能让人更能静得下来。其实我最喜欢的气氛就是它能让人觉得很安静，让你更能静得下来做你自己想做的事情。然后跟国内比，这里来说你的朋友会少一点，然后你更能专注于自己的事业。
我是挺喜欢的，但每次一回国的时候就想到回英国，对，已经算是我第2个家了。谢飞不是很繁华，但是特别适合生活吧，也特别适合练球。对，所以谢飞我觉得还是一个很不错的城市。
空气好，
我俩都说完了，他怎么是？
空气好，就这一个空气好，就我喜欢这儿的原因。
北京空气是有多差呀
I set up this academy last year, last January. The reason is because so many Chinese coming to UK be a professional more and more each year. But the problem is, they first time come here, thousands of miles away, nobody look after them, nobody understand their culture. So it's quite hard for them to play snooker if they don't settle off the table. So because I know all them well, so I can always communicate with their parents. So that's the reason why if I set up so in the city center, so they won't be homesick, and also I always very handy help them everything.
从我而言，我感觉没有什么很困难，但是就是身边肯定朋友没有像国内的那么多。然后在这边完全靠自己自律吧，然后练球各方面都得靠自己。 困难的是语言也是个问题，但是我们也在自己慢慢学习嘛，相信也在会不久以后，可能我们英语肯定会好起来的。
对于我来说，应该算是语言吧，语言，然后包括可能跟在中国可能不一样，因为全都是国外人，然后可能语言、交通啊，包括就是一些方式、一些说话的方式、一些做事的方式，可能都不太一样，跟在中国，而且朋友也少了很多，也没有什么亲人在这边，所以说可能自己待在这边可能比较孤独。
Yeah, they always talk to their parents because the technology now so advanced. They can WeChat and Skype and yeah, do everything. Always talk to their family back in China, and also so many events in China, so they always can go to visit their family. I think that's the reason why they play for the events. You know, in China, they're more motivation. They want to qualify.
刚来英国的时候，那时候还不像现在这么多中国人，那个时候人还少一点。然后对于现在来说，已经过去3年，我觉得这一切我都已经很习惯了。然后我也觉得谢飞现在很多地方我也很熟悉。然后我觉得目前为止最困难就是觉得每天有时候自己面对自己的时候，每天自己要面对自己要做的事情，有的时候会觉得很难去坚持。比如说要每天健身啊，或者说练球那么久，会觉得这是个特别咬牙的一个特别艰苦的过程。
好，对，能赢球就行，最大的困难就是赢球。
Any sports, or any job, if you're happy, with your life, then you do well, you enjoy more. That's the reason I always started from there off the table. For example, this academy set up in just only 200 meters away to Crucible. That's in the heart of the city, Sheffield, and also their flat only 2-3 minutes walk.
克鲁斯堡对我来说简直很美妙，因为很小的时候，可能刚开始打球的时候就会看一些比赛，特别是那时候就有，但那个时候还不知道是克鲁斯堡，只知道是世锦赛。然后到后来慢慢14、15岁的时候开始知道这个比赛是在克鲁斯堡举行。然后到了英国之后也亲身在克鲁斯堡看过比赛，所以会觉得简直在上面打球感觉很享受，因为每进一个漂亮的球，观众都会给你最热烈的掌声，而且都是就是突然一下掌声就来了，突然一下就特别安静，所以感觉这才更是像一个很兴奋，然后出场的时候也很紧张，然后可能一上来自己也是特别紧张吧，然后其实到后面我还是很享受这个比赛。
以前老从克鲁斯堡路过，然后我们在这边附近住，老从那边路过怎么样？我就老是想，自己想什么时候能在克鲁斯堡这里面打一场球，没想到真的打进了。然后虽然很紧张，然后也很艰难，因为毕竟第一次打，压力也是挺大的，挺紧张的，没见过这种场面。然后不过到最后，我觉得还是这个比赛还是挺刺激的，所以说我还是比较享受这个比赛。
那你斯诺克，你最大的目标是什么？就整个斯诺克职业生涯？
那我们3个就不用问了，袁姐，这都是一样的。
一个目标，
一个目标，
世锦赛冠军，
中型冠军，
世锦赛冠军嘛。
对啊，我们3个这都不用问了。
除了这个，还要么就世界排名第1，2个给我选一个也行。
你们觉得世界第1重要还是世锦赛冠军？
世锦赛冠军。
世锦赛冠军。很
多人排过世界第1，但是他没有拿过世锦赛冠军。如果你拿了世锦赛冠军，很自然而然你的排名就是世界第1了。
但你像辉哥当了世界第1，虽然时间不长，但他没拿过世锦赛冠军。
对啊。
Well, we'll find out in the next few weeks whether Ding or one of the other talented Chinese players will be the first player from Asia to win the world title. Now, with the Crucible in mind, we sat down with some of the world's top 16 to look at some of their greatest moments from the world's biggest stage.
Ever since I've been a professional, all you strive for is to try and become world champion, and winning it for the very first time will always be a special place in your heart, no matter how many times you won it. I think the first one will always be the main special one. I think I won the first 4 frames to go 11-10 in front, and we had an interval, and then we only managed to get 2 more frames in after that. So, yeah, I mean, the second day I played a lot better as well, and felt a lot better in myself. Yep, I think this is at 11-all, what I remember. I played the shot off the back of the cushion to hit the brown, and I've not played it as well as I'd like. I've hit it probably too full to leave the brown on. Still leaves Ronnie a tricky shot because he's got to try and get on the blue, but I remember he's played it really, really well, and once he potted that, I thought that was it. I think he stuns a brown here off 2 cushions. Yeah. And it was funny because I remember watching this and then he's potting the blue and I'm thinking, yeah, my only chance now is if he misses the blue because he's stretching a little bit. Because I knew he only needed the pink. But when he got down to the pink, I remember him walking round to have a look at the angle on the black and thinking that he needs the black as well, and I knew he didn't. Yeah, I mean, you could set this up like a million times, he'd never ever miss this, Ronnie. So. But I still remember looking at his body language and he sort of took a deep breath and I thought, well, he must be feeling it a little bit. But I still didn't expect him to miss it. And he's played it really hard as well, what I remember, to try and get on the black. So I can only imagine that he's probably thinking he still needs both, but he only needed the pink. As you see my reaction now, I couldn't believe it. So I thought if I could knit that frame to get 12-11 up, because having gone 11-10 in front from 10-7 down, I was feeling really good. And if I'd have come out 12-11 down, I'd have felt terrible, I think. So to knit that frame to get 12-11 up was massive going into the last session. Still left it quite tricky though, to be fair, the pink and the black under the pressure as well. I think I've just rolled the pink in dead weight. Yeah, and then I've potted like a missable black still, but I sort of held myself together well and potted it. I think I remember I was banging the cue on the floor, nearly put the floor through, I think. It's strange because under the circumstances, I still felt really relaxed, even though how much pressure was on it in this shot. And I think that was probably the difference going into the last session. That gave me the belief, even if I was 12-11 down, I still wouldn't have felt as though I played a great session because I was behind. Even though I've gone 10-7 and I've got back to 12-11 down, you'd have still took it. But because I got in front and then sort of let the lead slip again, I'd have been devastated. So to go in front, I know it was only 1 frame, but it seemed massive at the time. I've always said if I could play anyone in a world final and come out on top, it would be Ronnie, because you want to play the person who's at the top of their game and the best player in the game, which is Ronnie. So to beat him that first time in the final sort of gave me confidence every year going back there, and as you say, since then I've won it another 2 times, which is fantastic.
Please welcome a young man who has been a revelation for the last 2 weeks. It has been an incredible run to the final. Snooker's new sensation, the ace in the pack, John Drum.
I think it was kind of my breakthrough and the first time I'd done well on the main stage in the UK. So I think the kind of snooker I was playing was attractive at the time, and there's a lot of I gained a lot of fans that week, and I think sort of everyone was on my side for the whole tournament. And yeah, walking into the final was sort of an incredible atmosphere when I walked in, and kind of looked at John as well when he walked in, and it was kind of something that he'd never felt before, which I could tell. And still to this day, in my own games and anyone else I've ever seen, there's been nothing like that. I think nobody had really seen it for a while. I think it's been a while since sort of Ronnie had broke through and Jimmy, and my style of play was a lot different to what was around at the time. So I think everyone kind of just latched onto that, and probably being so young as well at the time, and a little bit of the underdog, they probably wanted me to win. China was good to win the month before, but this one there probably gave me the confidence to carry on for sort of the rest of my career. And since then I've sort of got to finals and won finals for every year since.
I haven't had that many 147s as a pro, but that one was definitely a cracker, because there was a lot of prize money at stake for the 147N, and I managed to complete it. not that many people have made a 147 at the Crucible, and like I said, the prize money for that at that time was so high. You know, with a lot of pressure, and people didn't do it because of the prize was so high. But you know, I managed to do it. I think I probably lost next round. I can't really remember, but I know even if you lost when you come away with that prize, you were still brimming. It was 9-1 in front of Rob Milkins, and I seen a chance there, and I thought, well, I'm going to have a go. Whatever happens, I'm going to go for the black, wherever it is. And you know, I took a few shots on to get on the black, which if it wasn't that kind of money for the maximum, I would never have played for it. But I'm glad I did. Yeah, with this black now, I mean, I've done all the hard work leading up to this. I've potted a good black with the rest, with a bit of check side. I've dropped another couple in with check side, and shots that were well missable. Now I'm in the position here, it's just a matter of getting the right angle on the black to go up for the yellow. And as long as I'm in, just played for an area within the yellow, and once I get on the yellow, there's only really one shot that can lay you down from here on in, and that's brown to blue. And to be honest, that was the only shot that I felt a little bit of tension in my arms on, because I knew it was the only shot that could cost me the 147. And even though I played it okay, I felt my hand grab a bit tight on it. But you know, once you're in this position, you should never really miss. It's pretty much straightforward. Like I said, the hard work was done. Probably about 8 or 9 reds in when I potted some crackers with a rest and cut a few back. But yeah, I remember this brown there. When I hit it, I just felt my hand tighten up on it, and I thought, oh, I didn't like that. And that's the only shot all the way through the break that I felt any bit of tension on. And I still managed to come perfect on the blue, perfect on the pink. You can't go too far. You'd rather be short than long. And you know, it was pretty straightforward. I think even you could have potted this pink and black, Ivan, for that 147. It's just, you know, nice little screws and stuns for me, and just drop the black in dead weight, if I remember correctly, and collect the check at the end of the 2 weeks. And what Rob said to me after was the funniest thing, because he said to me, oh, if I was going to go for that 147 in the last for him, and he only broke off, I think, and he said he was going to go for it, so that was quite funny, that.
Some truly magic moments in there, and we really cannot wait to get back to the Crucible next week to hopefully make some more. Now, if you've been following our Blue Ball Challenge throughout the season, you'll realise just how hard it actually is, even for the best players. Next up to the plate is Eurosport presenter Andy Goldstein, who was convinced he could be the first player to get 5 out of 5.
Hello, I'm Andy Goldstein, known for my snooker presenting and of course my marvellous hair. I'm going to have a go at the Blue Ball Challenge, so let's see how the gal falls does, shall we? Nil point. Oh, cost it. No good. Right, here we go. Last go. If I can get one more out, put me up. I've beaten John Higgins already. Close. No cigar.
Not a bad effort, Andy, but maybe stick to the day job. Next up on BAIZE Watch, John Higgins and Ricky Walden may have a multitude of titles between them, but deep down they know their careers weren't complete until they've proven themselves on a game of World Snookers. Who am I? Here's how they got on.
Did I throw a few in?
He threw the ball in. The scientific dude.
Gentlemen. That's all I said, you got it.
So then you've got to.
Yeah.
You've got to.
I've got to tell
describe
you.
it.
Yeah, I've got to tell you who he is.
You've got to describe it.
It's going to be carnage, isn't
I
it?
can't cover
Who is that?
the guy's face.
Yep. Let's go. World champ, 3 times world champ, I think, from Leicester.
Selby.
Yep. Chinese guy, superstar.
Ding. Is that easy?
Yeah, I know, yeah. Pocket Dynamo.
Pocket Dynamo.
From up your way.
Pocket Dynamo.
From your way. Glaswegian.
Oh, Graham
World
Dog.
champ.
Graham Dog.
Last under. Won everything apart from the Worlds.
Mark Allen.
Won everything apart from
Barry
the Worlds.
Hawkins.
Legend, all-time legend. Last under.
Jimmy White.
Yep. Last under again from Oz.
Neil Robertson.
Yep. Gentleman.
Joe Perry.
Yeah, I think he's a gentleman. Last under.
Mark Allen.
Hits everything with
Barry
power.
Hawkins.
Hits it positive. From from down south. From Bristol, but now he's south.
Left-hander.
One
Jack Lazowski.
No, his mate.
No. Judd Trump.
Yep. From Nottingham. Square on stance.
Andy Hamill.
Yep.
That was good.
Pocket Dynamo.
I don't want you to a medal block. Pocket Dynamo. Where did you get that from?
It's everything. He hits everything positive. I wanted to say. He smashes everything. Oh, did I throw a few in?
He threw the ball in. The Thunder feet out.
Gentlemen. That's all I said, you got it. Right, no nicknames. Ready?
I was going to say the Rocket.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan. Kong.
Maguire.
Pass.
Huh? Can't he?
To be sure. Ireland.
Crafty. Ken. To be sure.
Mac Attack.
Mamanus. No nicknames.
Just won the shootout. Just won the sticker shootout. Cypriot.
Giorgio.
His dad plays.
Peter Lyons.
Fella,
Ollie Lyons.
Yep. Come on!
Wembo. That was quite good, actually.
He's been beat the final the world a couple of times. Welsh. Should have won it.
Should have won it. Williams. Stevens.
Yep.
That was alright. That was a good impression. Come on.
Is there a prize like the sticker awards?
And that's it for the show this month. Make sure you follow the Betfred World Championship qualifiers on our website, worldsnooker.com, on all of our social media channels, and watch it live on Eurosport Player. Next week, we return with our Judgment Day live special, which is live and free for all to watch on Facebook, and then it's the big one on the 21st. And this is the part of the show when we usually remind you what's coming up in the next few weeks, but you don't need telling you again, do you? See you next month.